We're going to be linked with everything all over the world. It'll all be one thing, and it, I believe, will all come under the heading of the internet. And we're going to be linked with everything all over the world.
But you know, I think about this, and what about this internet thing? Do you know anything about that?
Sure.
What the hell is that exactly?
Well, it's become a place where people are publishing information.
Right.
So everybody can have their own homepage. Companies are there. The latest information. It's wild what's going on. You can send electronic mail to people. It is the big new thing.
Yeah, but you know, it's easy to criticize something you don't fully understand, which is my position here.
Go ahead.
But I can remember a couple of months ago, there was like a big breakthrough announcement that on the internet or on some computer deal, they were going to broadcast a baseball game. You could listen to a baseball game on your computer. And I just thought to myself, does radio ring a bell? You know what I mean?
There's a difference.
There is a difference.
It's not a huge difference.
What is the difference?
But you can listen to the baseball game whenever you want.
Right.
Too.
Oh, I see. So it's stored in one of your memory deals,
Exactly.
and then you can come
That's
back
the
a year
RAM
later.
thing you talked about earlier.
Yeah. Do tape recorders ring a bell? Yeah, I just don't know. What can you, just knowing me the little you know me now, what am I missing here? What do I need?
Well, if you want to learn about the latest cigars or auto racing statistics.
Well, you know, I've got that covered. I subscribe to 2 British magazines devoted entirely to motorsports, and I call the Quaker State Speed Line about 2 times a half hour. So now, would the computer give me more than I'm getting that way?
Millions of Americans own a personal computer. If you're one of them, you can now glimpse the future with nothing more than a modem, a phone line, and a few dollars a month.
Oh, that's
that little mark with the A and then the ring around it?
At.
See, that's what I said. Katie said she thought it was about.
Yeah. Oh.
But I'd never heard it.
Around.
I'd never heard it said. I'd always seen the mark, but never heard it said. And then it sounded stupid when I said it. Violence at NBC.
Just what is this main artery of the information superhighway?
Every business, no matter how large, no matter how small, will be on the internet in the year 2000. It's the primary way that people will look up information. It will replace the yellow pages as we know it today.
Are a lot of people just getting on to the internet because they feel that they have to get onto the playing field, so to speak?
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now.
There it is. Violence at NBC, GE.com. I mean...
Well, Allison should know.
What is internet anyway?
Internet is that massive computer network. The one that's becoming really big now.
What do you mean? That's big. How does one? What do you write to it like mail?
No, a lot of people use it and communicate. I guess they can communicate with NBC writers and producers. I'm afraid that if I subscribe to something like internet, you would really be hooked. I would get hooked. I have no desire to be a part of the internet because I feel like I'm so inundated with information all the time that I don't want more.
Can you predict where the internet is going with this? What's it going to be like in 10 years?
Oh man, the internet is going to be everything. I think there will be one screen, whether it's a computer screen or a television screen or a little handheld thing, but it's going to have your television programs, your internet webisodes and shows. It's going to have your telephone. It'll all be one thing, and it, I believe, will all come under the heading of the internet. And we're going to be linked with everything all over the world. We're on the verge of the most exciting era in communications that you can imagine.
You feel sorry that...
Other economic news tonight, there is a new victim of the falling fortunes of the new economy. Pets.com is closing down.
The demise of Pets.com is one of the first needles to punch a hole in the internet bubble.
I mean, basically, you had a new attitude towards business. People were investing in companies that showed promise, that didn't necessarily show revenues.
Internet mania, that short-lived rush by investors to pump money into anything with a .com in its name and buy those companies to turn around and pour that cash into advertising.
There was this whole new kind of lexicon for talking about these things, not just in the tech world, right? You know, .com became part of the mainstream terminology.
Pets.com will sell off the majority of its assets and lay off 255 of its 320 employees.
Pets.com was one of the first e-commerce companies. We sold everything for pets, from food to toys.
Their business plan was to reach as many people as possible, to create volume, but they were losing money on every piece of pet food they sold.
Pets.com reported sales of $9.4 million, but those goods cost the company $9.6 million before expenses like marketing and administration.
It wasn't about the revenue. What it was about was perception. And they, perhaps more than any other company, had a hold on perception, exemplified by this sock puppet mascot.
The dot-com bubble started around 1997, peaked in 2000, and ultimately burst by 2002. As the name suggests, the bubble revolved around speculative investments in internet companies. Simply put, investors were so excited about the progress of the internet that they invested in pretty much any tech company with a pulse. They stopped caring about whether or not a company was profitable, or at least could eventually become profitable. Common sense became a rarity. From 1997 to March 2000, prices went up about 5 times, only to go down 5 times and return to their pre-boom levels from 2000 to 2002. A drop which was also exacerbated by the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001. Only 1 out of 2 internet companies survived, with businesses such as Pets.com going from a market capitalization of over $300 million to zero within just 268 days. There are, however, also success stories such as Amazon, which went from around $100 during the bubble peak all the way down to $7 after it burst, but then climbed back up to over $600 per share, such as Amazon, which went from around $100 during the bubble peak all the way down to $7 after it burst, but then climbed back up to over $600 per share.
AOL Time Warner mega merger yesterday has put the word broadband in the news. Well, what is broadband?
AOL offers internet access and an archive of its own mostly online print information. Time Warner features video, CNN, movies, TV, and the like, and a nationwide cable system. Broadband is the marriage of those technologies. Internet on steroids.
That's not a TV show. It's broadband internet access.
Here we're downloading a 15 megabyte file in less than a minute that would take several hours to download on a regular dial-up connection.
Excite at Home connects a box to your computer and uses AT&T's cable TV system to offer the World Wide Web at 100 times dial-up speed, plus its own content.
Everywhere we can throughout, we're embellishing with video, graphics, animation.
High speed means you can access the internet's audio and video files as if it were an on-demand TV. For instance, instead of waiting for the news to come on at 6 o'clock and seeing the headlines in the order the anchors tell you,
you can click on that, a pop-up comes up, and then you can read a little bit about the information.
Debating for the 3rd time in 5 days.
So this takes the newscast, breaks it up into easy digestible segments, so you get not just the things that you're interested in, but when and how you want it. So instead of, I want my MTV, it's, I want my MTV when I want it, how I want it, where I want it, and what device I want it in the house.
In theory, every internet website could offer TV quality video to the world. With broadband, we're all broadcasters.
But nothing's going to stop the fact that anyone, for very little money, can get on the web and put content up there that anybody in the world can see.
Broadband, but at what cost? Well, it's not for sure cable companies will let you choose any internet service provider you want. They may require you to sign up with their service, and that, of course, could boost costs because there wouldn't be any competition. However, there is another technology that promises broadband access too. It's called DSL. You may have heard of it. It is available in some places like San Francisco. It's a way to use phone lines to deliver high-speed internet access.
There's money to be made in a wireless world, and lots of it. Right now, there are almost 500 million cell phone subscribers on the planet. Within 2 years, that could double to 1 billion. Here's Ron Charles on what's fueling the dream of explosive growth and future profit.
This is how most Canadians use their cell phones right now for conversations on the go. But the telecommunications industry is betting billions of dollars people are ready to add surfing to talking. The internet and email have already popped up on a few new wireless phones in Canada.
Down 60 points.
Peter Barnes, president of the Canadian Wireless Telecommunications Association, uses his to check the stock market anywhere, anytime.
It's an enhancement over Dick Tracy because what you've got is a situation where you have small portable devices where you are able to control personalize the device.
Would you like to go ahead and buy the book? And if I hit yes, the Poisonwood Bible will be on my doorstep in a day or so.
It's not just mobile phones that will be getting people connected to the internet without wires. Expect to see all manner of devices.
Welcome to Affinity Bank. How can I help you, Mr. Furman?
I'm wondering about the available credit on my card.
Absolutely. One moment, Mr. Furman.
And here's the future. Wireless internet you can talk to and have it talk back.
The available credit on your Affinity card as of today is $2,500.
Taking the internet wireless opens up all sorts of possibilities.
This is turning on your phone, tap pay bills from my checking account to the cable company, $23, and you're done. It's about regaining time and control and simplicity. It's an ATM in your hand.
Eric Schmidt, Google's executive chairman, made an interesting statement that is raising a few eyebrows. Take a listen.
I would answer very simply that the internet will disappear. The internet will there'll be so many IP addresses because of IPv6, so many devices, sensors, things that you're wearing, things that you're interacting with, that you won't even sense it. It'll be part of your presence all the time.
What did Schmidt mean when he said the internet is basically going to disappear?
Well, it's a bold statement for sure, but it's also a play on words. What he really means is he's talking about the way we used to access the internet and how we access it now and how that's changing. So we used to access the internet, by sitting at our desktop computers, connecting to the internet, surfing the web. But now our phones are connected, our cars are connected, our watches are connected, and everything in our home is connected. And so the act of actually physically connecting to the internet is changing. We're just connected all the time.
And just to dig into that a little bit more, Schmidt said a, quote, highly personalized, highly interactive, and very, very interesting world will emerge. What does that mean? Does that speak to this Internet of Things?
Yeah, for sure. When you're always connected, you're sharing data when you're always connected. And so leveraging that data to push you information that is relevant to you is what he's really talking about.
What do an umbrella, a shark, a houseplant, the brake pads in a mining truck, and a smoke detector have in common? They can all be connected online, and in fact they are. By 2022, it is expected that more than 1 trillion sensors will be connected to the internet. If all things are connected, it will shift the way we do business and use resources, and will eventually yield massive amounts of data. But who owns this data, and how communication and entertainment? In this scenario, what if your car or your home got hacked? The Internet of Things raises huge questions on privacy and security that have to be addressed by governments, corporations, and consumers. But if we get things right, it will also bring unprecedented efficiency to processes that will no longer be offline. Imagine cows in a farm being monitored to obtain health reports that will help farmers feed them better, or tracking the behavior of complex industrial machinery, preventing accidents and shortening downtime for maintenance. All kinds of devices will be able to gather and share any type of information from their environment, seamlessly organizing themselves to make our lives smarter and safer. A world where all things are connected is going to bring endless opportunities for most human activities. But it will depend on us whether we are going to take advantage of it or let it take advantage of us. Will data be collected, shared, and stored to improve our lives, or will it be used to control us?
Artificial intelligence, but not only artificial intelligence, but also the metaverse, new space technologies, and I could go on and on, synthetic biology. Our life in 10 years from now will be completely different, very much affected, and who masters those technologies in some way will be the master of the world. The fourth industrial revolution, it changes not only what we are doing, it changes us. It's a fusion of our physical, digital, and biological spheres. It's an integration of those spheres. Just think of sensors planted into our brains.
Smart government, smart cities. What we will see is that everything will be integrated into an ecosystem driven by big data. And what the World Economic Forum is doing is to promote this public-private cooperation to master the fourth industrial revolution.